Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mongooli Show. About a year ago, we made a video called How to Level Up Fast in Marvel Strike Force. It was based around the Time Heist, which had just come out at that point, but it's been quite a while and the Time Heist wasn't great to begin with and it's only gotten worse. So they're coming out with a newer version of the Time Heist that's significantly better, I'll say that. But is it worth it to you to buy it as a newer player? Is it worth it to you as an older existing player? Or maybe you're returning to the game after taking a long break? Let's get into it and find out. All right, so we're going to start by taking a look at the Time Heist offers available in-game right now. Now, they tried to create a little bit of FOMO by bringing out a blog saying, like, these are going to be available for a limited time, so if you want them, jump on them now. These are awful. You don't want these. Even new player, returning player, existing player, no category wants this. It's bad value. If we take a look at it, we see the first offer will get you to level 25. That costs $25. Now, I don't know, you can't buy this for the first couple of levels because if you remember playing the game, the first like 7 or 8 levels, you're locked to doing only exactly what it wants you to do. So let's assume you can buy this at, I don't know, level 10. Level 25, you can, like, I know for a fact you can get to level 20 if you know what you're doing in about 2 hours. The extra 5 levels on top of that, maybe you get that on your second day once everything like refreshes. But this is not hard to do, and it's certainly not worth $25. 3.5 million gold is okay. The gear is all decent. Captain America is seeing some play in the Out of Time team. Hulk hasn't seen much play in a while unless you're trying to unlock Apocalypse. The heroes for hire are dead, and you no longer need the Kree villains to unlock Nick Fury, so that's kind of a lie. And that's it. It's just absolutely not worth it. I will note they did lower the prices of these since the last time when I made this video, so good on them for that, but not by very much. This one only went down by like $3 Canadian. In pack number 2, you get Wakandans, no good. Skill military, no good. Mercenary villains, no good. And hand, really not good. Now, Taskmaster and Nobu are both actually pretty good on the Underworld team, which is a team that I really like, but that doesn't make it a good team. You're not using it other than like war. You're not really using it anywhere. It's definitely not worth it for those two characters, but I mean, of everything here, they're probably the most useful. Maybe you'll get some use with Wakandans, but I wouldn't suggest building them up. And that's $50 now to go from 25 to 35. So 10 levels is $40, $50. And keep in mind, you do have to be at the certain level to buy. Like, you can't buy the level 81 if you're level 10. You have to go through them sequentially. So if you want to start at, again, we're going to start at level 10, you would need to buy the $24 offer and then this $50 offer just to get to level 35. Kind of atrocious. The Guardians of the Galaxy are no good. Gamora's fine. The rest of them are unplayable. The Sinister Six did get a rework, and Vulture's actually amazing, but he's also incredibly easy to unlock, and by the time you can get to level 50, you should have him, so that doesn't make it worthwhile. Zemo's starting to see a little bit of play in Cosmic Crucible, but it's super niche, and at level 50, you can't play Cosmic Crucible yet anyways. Ravengers are garbage. X-Factor's garbage. 90. Now you're at $100 to go 15 levels from 35 to 50. It's just getting embarrassing. 15 million gold is nice, but you're not paying $100 for it. Shouldn't. Up to level 65, you've got the Asgardian team. Loki is required for the raids, which again you won't be doing yet. Hela is seeing some play. War defense, I guess, at best. Deadpool did just get a rework, as did X-23, so those are both okay characters. The rest of X-Force is dead. Venom and Carnage are both actually really good right now, but they're also super easy to obtain, so it's not much of an incentive. This whole team is dead. I guess war defense for a couple of them with the Infestation team. Rescue actually did get a pretty nice girl up. She's on the Pegasus team now. She's actually quite good. The rest of this team is awful. No value. And Shield Medic, are you freaking kidding me? This is $130 to go from 50 to 65. You're gonna get 20 million gold. Gold is worth quite a lot on the store. I'm not saying it's actually worth that, but for what they charge on the store, that's not completely out of line. It's unfortunate you don't get guaranteed T4 L4 training modules. You just get the orbs, but that is 50 shards or 50 orbs that you can crack open. So okay, but for $130, absolutely not. And then the last one will take you up to level 80, which at the time was, I think, 5 or 10 maybe behind top level. But now you're 20 behind top level, which is not very good. You still only get 20 million gold. It didn't go up at all. The X-Men, Cyclops and Wolverine are both on newer teams now, so they're okay. Nope. There is a rework for this team, and I do see people trying to make it work, but no, you don't really want to build it. No, thank you. Yeah, Infinity Watch holding at value. I'll give them that. And this one's actually decent. Kestrel's really good. The Eternals are really good. You don't really see this guy, Silver Surfer, anymore. He doesn't really make the cut anywhere. And quite frankly, these are not hard characters yet. The problem is none of the characters are hard to get anymore. So the character shards aren't as incentivizing as they used to be, because you can get any character up to 7 stars within 6 months. So giving you some of the shards for this isn't all that impressive. If you can see, if I buy these, I'm going to go up like a million points or so for $130, 20 million gold. Like, it's just, there's no value to be had here. All right, now let's take a look at the new time heist offers, which are not available yet, but will be available soon. They don't give an exact date, I don't believe. So what they're basically saying is that, yes, they are aware that the time heist offers are kind of garbage, and they're going to be totally revamping them. All right, now it's worth mentioning this first before we go on, and I did talk to the developers. This is what they want to be doing with it. It doesn't really make sense to me, but I'm just going to point it out to you just in case you are wanting to pick up one of these offers and you can't see it. They will be available to all existing players when they launch, and rolled out to newly joining players over time. New players who do not see the offer immediately will be able to contact customer support for access to the time heist offers after launch. Now, this is really weird to me because the very first offer we're going to take a look at, you can buy as early as level 10. You can get to level 10 in about 20 minutes in this game. It's very, very fast. You can get to level 20 in 2 hours if you know what you're doing. So with that said, the first offer is time heist level 20. It's $2.99. If you remember, the last one was level 25 and it was $25. So this is a significant improvement. And honestly, having a legitimate microtransaction is a great thing for people at this level. It's super weird to me that they're not going to show this offer to brand new players right off the hop. That seems like this is your core demographic. This is exactly who would want this. So you have to be level 10. And if you don't see this, you have to reach out to customer service. Sorry, that's legit. Like, I checked with them to make sure that was true, and that is true. So be it. Now, for your $3, you're going to get Gamora, Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, Korg, Star-Lord Annihilation, and Sinister Six villains Mysterio, Vulture, Rhino, Electro, and Swarm. Right there for $3, that's incredible. The Sinister Six villains, Mysterio and Vulture especially, the Infinity Watch characters, I mean, Korg and Star-Lord, I could take or leave, that's fine. But those are all decent characters that you will need to unlock certain campaign nodes early on in the game. For $3, that's great. Now, don't get me wrong, they're probably going to be like 2 stars, like they're going to be super, super low. Who cares? It's a cup of coffee. Like, if you're enjoying this game and you're at that low of a level, this is a great way to get some of the characters in there for nothing. Oh, he says right here, there are 3 yellow stars. I should have just kept reading. Level 20, gear tier 4, and abilities 2, 2, 2, 1. Now, the thing with this is because they're tokens, they're just going to unlock. You don't have to spend the resources to get them there. So you are going to get 500 gold and 2,000 L1 training modules that you don't need to spend on these characters. These characters will already be level 20, already be gear tier 4. That's amazing savings. Now, I know for longer players that like 500,000 gold doesn't sound like much, but early game, $500,000 goes a long way. Like, for $3, that's almost worth it on its own, the training materials and the gold. But getting all those characters at 3 stars and they're already leveled up is really good. It's really good. Offer number 2 is available to you at level 20. So as soon as you buy the first offer, you could buy the second offer. It's $10, which is still very reasonable, and it's going to get you to level 35. Now, every one of these is going to bring you up by 15 levels. So, well, I guess not the first one. The first one brings you up by 10 levels. After that, they're going to bring you up by 15 levels. So that's going to be a running theme. It's going to give you the Bifrost and the Heroes for Hire. Now, Heroes for Hire are awful at this point. Shang-Chi, I don't even see much splash play with him at this point. Again, they're probably needed for a node or something like that, and they're a war defense team, kind of, but they've got so many counters at this point, they're really not that good. Bifrost, Val's nice to have, I guess. These two teams are actually less exciting for me than the first couple of teams were, which is a little bit weird, but so be it. They're going to be at 3 yellow stars, level 35, gear tier 6 with abilities 4, 3, 3, 2. Again, this is really good. If you're struggling for blue gear early on, it's nice that you don't need to spend any blue gear to get these characters leveled up. And you're also going to get 1.5 million gold and 1200 L2 training modules, as well as 1500 gear credits. All of this for $10, which is a significant improvement considering the last time we were looking at this, it was $50. Like we're doing very well here. We just saved 40 bucks and we're getting better characters. Ish. Now, as I said, we're going to go up by 15, so the next one's going to get to level 50. This one is $20. We're starting to get into legitimate commitment prices here. Like 20 bucks isn't a ton, but you know, it's not $3. It's not a cup of coffee. Now you're looking at a full-blown meal. You're going to get to you're available at level 35. It'll take you to level 50. You're going to get Pegasus, a good team. Eternals, a good team. And Tangled Web, a good team. So this one's actually great as opposed to the last one where both the teams are pretty meh. Now, I'm sure people are going to point out that Pegasus, when you're level 50, like they're going to fall off probably before you get to the point where you're doing incursion raids. You're right, but there's still a good raid team in general, and I'm sure Kestrel will get a lot of reworks going forward because she's one of the original characters. Now, admittedly, so is Val, but I just like Kestrel more, right? Don't you? She's just a better character. The Eternals are really strong, and Tangled Web is great. And again, Tangled Web has also got Spider Weaver, which is a unique character, so she's likely to get a rework somewhere down the line. And for that matter, it also gives you Spider-Man Noir, who is one of the newest raid team character and a pretty decent part of that raid team, to be perfectly honest. It's going to give you them 3 yellow stars and 3 red stars. That's actually a nice little bonus right there. Level 45, so it's not actually all the way up to level 50. So you do have to spend a little bit on these guilds to get them up to the max level. So that's mildly unfortunate. Gear tier 8 and ability levels 5, 4, 4, and 3. So now we're starting to get into purple range for gear, which if you're not in a raid alliance or an alliance that's doing raids, even as your baby account, that can be tough to get. My baby account is in an alliance that doesn't do much raiding, and that's where I'm really struggling, is that purple ability gear, whatever that's called. You're also going to get 3 million gold, 2,400 L2 training modules, 300,000 gear credits, 500 silver promotional credits, and 5 elite 4 orbs. Now, silver and gold promotional credits are useless to me at this point in the game. I've got every single character beyond the point where they can use that. But we're looking at people that are level 50. They're going to need those credits. They're going to need to start buying those characters. The fact that you've got 3 decent teams that have 3 red stars is a very nice starting point, but getting 500 silver promotional credits, you got to remember the first red star is only 1, and I think the second star is 4. So you can get a significant portion of your roster done with just 500 credits, or you can pick the characters that are going to be super impactful and go hard on them, as it jumps pretty significantly from like 4 to 10 to 100 or something. It's been a while. I don't know, guys. From there, we're going to go to level 65. This is going to cost you $30. Available at Commander level 50. You're going to get the Extreme X-Men, which is a great raid team and a Cosmic Crucible team and a war team. This team has use everywhere. You're going to get the New Warriors, which is a great Cosmic Crucible team. You're going to get Weapon X minus Omega Red, which is unfortunate. He is the best person on that team. But you will get Wolverine, who just got a rework and is actually a pretty strong part of the Alpha Flight team. He can do some pretty serious damage on his own at this point. So you get one incredible team, one good team, and one pretty bad team, but you get Wolverine, so it kind of makes up for it. You get all the characters at 4 yellow stars and 4 red stars, so they're making up for that gap a little bit here. Again, level 60, so they're not going to be quite at the top where you can be. Gear tier 10, abilities 6, 6, 6, 4. So now you are right knocking on the door of gold. You're going to have all the purples paid off for these characters, which is really nice. And you're going to get some of the ISOs, which is good. T1, L3 ISOs. I assume that's going to be they're paid off to a certain point. You just need to choose which ones you want to have them on. 6 million gold is great. 1,200 L3 training modules is okay. 600 gear credits is fine. 1,000 silver promotional credits and 5 elite, 5 orbs. 2 million T1 ions, so you can put the ISOs on the characters, which is really nice. And keep in mind, level 60 is where you can start doing Cosmic Crucible, so now these teams actually matter. And with my baby account, we're level 63 or something like that. We just started doing Cosmic Crucible. We're not seeing a lot of competition. A 4 yellow, 4 red Extreme X-Men, New Warriors, and Weapon X will murder in Cosmic Crucible at this level at very least. And the X-Men, honestly, will be good for quite some time, as will the New Warriors for Cosmic Crucible. So if that's a game mode that you're curious to get into because you hear a lot of good things, this offer can get you there and give you a couple of decent teams right off the hop, which isn't bad. Now, 30 bucks is starting to get into commitment level, but it's not that much of a commitment if it's something you're excited for. All right, Time Heist level 80 is $40. You're going to be available at level 65. You're going to get the Hive Mind, which is a great raid team, a good war team, and a good Cosmic Crucible team. Void Knight is splashy, is plug and play. You can use him in multiple locations, so he's a good character. The Underworld team, which I mentioned before, they're a war team. I do really like them, but I'm also a sucker for Kingpin, so take that with a grain of salt. They're not really useful anywhere else. The Masters of Evil, you get Kang the Conqueror, who is one of like probably top 10 best characters in the game, top 20 at absolute most, or at absolute least, but I'd say probably top 10. I use him in Arena daily. I use him in Cosmic Crucible daily. Titania goes really well with Kang the Conqueror. You'll also get Moonstorm, Absorbing Man, and Namor. Now, Namor's not a Master of Evil, so it's interesting that they put him in the list here. He's a Cabal member. He's an incredibly, incredibly useful Cabal member, especially in Cosmic Crucible, but a little bit in War as well. You'll need to get the other parts of his team to really make him sing, but he's decent. Now, the reason they have this in brackets is you will not get Ultron. You do need to do Dark Dimension to get Ultron, but nonetheless, Hive Mind is good and Kang is worth it. Like those two alone are pretty decent. Underworld is your preference, whether or not you want to build them up for war. Titania is good. Moonstone and Absorbing Man are fine if you're building the Masters of Evil, which you should for Cosmic Crucible, but not really for anything else. They're all going to be at 5 yellow, 5 red. A 5 yellow, 5 red Kang is going to do really, really good things for you. And having a raid team that high will also be really nice. Void Knight's really good. Level 75, again, you'll have to level them up a little bit. Gear tier 13, ability 6664, so they're not going to take you into that gold gear no matter what. Even at this next level down, you can see they won't give you the gold. You do have to just do the purples, but skipping the purples for all these characters is still very nice. And you're going to get some T2 L1 ISOs. 10 million gold is actually a pretty decent amount of gold. At this level especially, that'll carry you pretty nicely. 1,000 L4 training modules, 1,000,000 gear credits, 2,400 silver promotional credits, 5 elite 6 orbs, 5 million T1 ions, 25 or 2.5 million T2 level 1 ions. This is getting interesting. Let's just put it that way. I get that 40 bucks is a lot, but this is actually getting to interesting levels. And when we go down one more, we get to the level 95, also $40. So the same price point will get you to level 95, which is almost the end game, right? Like level 100 is the max at the time of the recording for this video. So for this one, you're going to get the Spider Society. These guys are required for the spotlight raids going on right now. They are basically required for incursion raids. They are amazing in Cosmic Crucible. They're getting buffed in War right now. They don't see any war play, and Blitz doesn't really have anything. So, like, of all the gameplays, they're good everywhere but Arena. And when I say good, I mean like top end. Like, this is a really, really solid team. They're not farmable at this point. And I will point out, these are tokens. So if you are an endgame player and you're like, oh, I could use this to level these characters up. No, you're getting tokens. If you've already got these characters at level 5 yellow, 5 red, you'll get nothing out of this. I just want to make sure that's 100% clear for where we go next with this conversation. You'll get the new Avengers, which you need to unlock Green Goblin Classic, who's an amazing character. You get the Seek Defenders, who are very, very strong, except for Black Cat. You won't get Black Cat. She's a legendary. You'll have to unlock her on your own. But you do get Miss Marvel, Hardlight, Photon, Ghost Rider, Robbie, and Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange sucks, but whatever. He's part of the team. And you get Quicksilver, which is a great plug-and-play character. He doesn't really have a home, but at the same time, he lives on every team and does pretty well. Especially in Cosmic Crucible, he's very plug and play. In War, he's very plug and play. You don't really see him in Arena, once in a blue moon, but he's not good there. These are all going to be 5 yellow, 5 red, level 85, gear tier 16, ability 6664 with T2 level 3 ISO. You're going to get 12 million gold, and we're going to touch on that in a second, but that's actually a good amount of gold for the price. You're going to get 1,200 L4 training modules, 1.2 million gear credits, 3,000 silver promotion credits, 1,000 gold promotion credits, 5 Elite 6 orbs, 6 million T1 ions, and 3 million T2 level 1 ions. This is the offer that I'm actually kind of tempted by for higher end players, not necessarily myself, but if you don't have your Spider Society particularly built up, they are not farmable right now. This isn't the worst thing you could do. All right, so if you look at the screen here, you can see there is an offer for 8.3 million gold for $40. And that's all you're getting, just the gold. Sure, you're going to get the bang for your buck, but you're going to get the bang for the buck no matter how you spend the money. So it's not really that big of an issue. Assuming you buy it from the store and not in game, then you get the bang for your buck. So I don't count that as a bonus. You're going to get that either way. But 8.3 million gold for $40. Now, if we take a look down here, you can see you're going to get 500 training materials as well as, 15 orbs, which could be really lucky for you. But that's another $40 where you're getting 1,200 of these and 12 million gold for the same 40 bucks. And if any of the character shards work out for you, great. I just took a look really quickly to look at my Spider Society. All of my Spider characters are higher than that in stars already, so it doesn't help me in that regard. But just for the gold, it's not bad. Now, again, I do want to stress you get tokens. You do not get shards. So do not think that you're going to get 5 stars worth of shards that you can use to level up your character. That's not how it's going to work. They're just going to be dead tokens to you. But for the gold and training mats alone, this kind of might be worth it. Maybe. Now, before you go buying some of these things saying that, oh, Mongooli told me they were an amazing deal, let's take a look at the actual best deal in Marvel Strike Force. The best way you can spend money in Marvel Strike Force, if you want to spend money in Marvel Strike Force, there's a lot of people who do just fine free to play, is going to be the Battle Pass or the Strike Pass. Now, I'm not going to compare everything, but I will say you get a ton of gear and new character shards and dark promotional credits or dark diamond credits, depending on which one you buy. Maybe not dark diamond credits, maybe just diamond credits. But just comparing gold and training materials, which is kind of what we're talking about here, in the Strike Pass, you're going to get 22.5 million gold or 2,025 training materials, and it only costs $25 versus the $40 for the other one. If we take a look at the Battle Pass, you can see it's going to give you about 18.2 million gold and about 1,100 training materials. There's also going to be red gear and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot more than just what I'm talking about, but we're trying to compare apples to oranges, so let's just keep with those two metrics. So on paper, the Battle Pass for just gold and training materials is a little bit worse, but you do get a lot of other bonuses in there. Again, $25 versus $40, and you're getting more gold and just slightly less training materials. Now, if we take a look at what it actually costs to raise a character up from 1 to 85, you can see it's about 10 million gold and about 1,000 L4 training materials. They're giving you 15 characters at that level, meaning they're kind of giving you 150 million gold and 15,000 training materials. So when you put that in perspective, plus you get the 12 million gold and the 1,200 training materials you can spend on whoever you want, that does increase this value significantly. Again, if you're a newer player and you don't have these characters built up already. All right, so where do I actually land on the time heist? Well, I think it's a pass for me. I think it's a huge improvement, and I think it's actually worth rewarding for newer players. But as an endgame player, it's just not worth it for the gold that you're going to receive. Yes, it's better than what's available in the store, but it's significantly worse than a Strike Pass, which shows up every other week. I think that's still the absolute best thing you can be buying in Marvel Strike Force if you're buying anything in Marvel Strike Force. Now, if you're a returning player to the game, let's say you left when the max was level 85 or something, you don't have any of the Spider Societies, you don't have Quicksilver, maybe your new warriors are kind of garbage. Yeah, that 40 bucks is probably going to be really good for you because you're going to save somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 million gold, get all those characters to level 5 yellow, 5 red, and you get 12 million gold on top of that to play with. That's pretty good. And if you're a newer player, some of those offers, like the $3 offer, I think is kind of an instant buy. I feel like there's no reason not to, unless you really, really want to brag about your free to play, which I know some people do. For the sake of a cup of coffee, get your characters. Why not? And then as you level up, you can kind of decide whether or not it's worth it for you. I think the deal that is worth the most is the last one. The Spider Society team is insane. Getting them all up to that level is really, really good. Saving on all those blue and purple ability materials is really, really nice. And you get some gold and training materials to play with at the end of it. you could definitely do worse. Let's put it that way. In closing, I would say new players, it's good. Returning players, it's okay depending on where you're at. Endgame players, just stick to the strike passes and battle passes. And if you are looking at the time heists that exist right now in the store, dear God, no. No. Hard pass. Hard pass on every single one of them. They are so incredibly not worth it. I can't say enough bad things. All right, and that's it for this video. Did you find any of this particularly useful? Did this make you decide whether you are or are not going to buy one of these new time heist offers? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you made it this far in the video, you probably enjoyed it. Hit that like button to let me know. It helps out the channel quite a bit. And if you want to see more great content like this, you might as well hit the subscribe button while you're there. It helps out the channel immensely, and you get to watch better content going forward. It's win-win. Now, I also go live over at twitch.tv/The Mongooli Show every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you want to head over there and hit the follow button so you can ask me a question when I'm live, that would be amazing. Other than that, Commanders, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and until next time, good luck to you.